down, everything's going crazy. But we are playing the domain devotion Enchantress again today. I thought the deck looked awesome yesterday. Our record wasn't like anything crazy stellar. I think we were 8-5 on the day, so nothing too crazy. Positive win rate, whatever. But I thought the deck looked great, and I was pretty interested in like kind of fixing the sideboard and circling back to it today. We lost like 2 matches. Of the 5 matches we lost, 2 of them were actually because we had snow covered basics and we got break the ice pretty bad. Or at least we lost to the rack twice, and break the ice was a big factor in both of those matches. So I had the Onthonisis in the sideboard largely because I wanted more removal spells in Bowmaster matchups specifically. Choosing to go for Celestial Purge instead of Onthonize. Onthonize was a little clunky. I like that Celestial Purge's instant speed, and it also, I think, gives you a little bit of a more robust plan against Yawgmoth. Being able to purge not only Bowmasters, but Grist and Yawg, I think, is probably a pretty good plan. And then I'm also choosing to play Blood Moons today. Which after kind of like playing the deck more, I think Blood Moon is a lot more castable and playable than I initially realized. Between Leyline enabling Devotion, Abundant Growth, and Utopia Sprawl fixing your mana, I feel like you can actually just Leyline the Tron and the Titan Gamers, and you do need to play in those matchups because I do think that those are your weaker matchups. Although you still have some like really strong starts against them, like Leyline Nykthos starts, Sanctum Weaver starts are still pretty good in those matchups at least. The Emrakul is pretty good on the side. We're going to keep the Emrakul there. Thought about playing the 4th. I wanted to play the 4th Rest in Peace kind of bad because there was so much Gorios yesterday. But we're still 2-1 against Gorios with only 3. It doesn't feel like we need to play the 4th at the moment. People may also like start to play Gorios a little bit less as people play more Graveyard Hate. Quad Oath of Nissas. Emrakul is mostly for mill, but you can bring it in a few other matchups too. Okay, this hand rules. Let's put back the Destiny Spinner. Oh, wait, sorry. I blame my stigmatism, but I thought that I had a Nykthos instead of the second Leyline. Mike says, fine for viewer issues. Okay. Because I don't know. I didn't change anything from yesterday, and it seemed to be pretty good yesterday. Okay, I ended up drawing the land. Imagine we draw Nykthos. How many lands does this deck need to play before it also plays Coffers? I don't think it's a land count thing. I kind of just don't think you want to play Coffers without like Urborg in the deck. Like obviously it's nice to have the Leyline as the enabler, but I don't think Leyline can be the only enabler for you. So Mishra's Bauble, Zoggoth Triumph. It's kind of a weird combo. I used to play these 2 cards together a lot back when Lurrus was legal. Why do we fetch there? Kind of depends on what the matchup is, and we were on the Bauble and Kabu is kind of weird. It depends on what the matchup is, but I kind of like fetching so that we could play around Field of Ruin, so that we could play around, like, remove 1 Leyline plus Blood Moon, but maybe it doesn't matter that much, huh? Yeah, I think I will be sprawling, though, and I think I will be also fetching my Surveil land end of turn. Urborg is also land, so it's 1 land. I guess so. Math checks out. Captain Bird, the 46 months. Welcome back. Also change your name. Well, good name change. What's looked better? Woober Red or Woobu Green Gorios? Esper Gorios, and that plays 1 Hedge Mage to hardcast Atraxa. I don't really think is necessarily 4 color. I don't really like the bigger versions that play Fable very much. I don't think that those versions are particularly good. I don't think that they're particularly bad either, I suppose. Best draw is Nykthos. So you get to a presence into draw a card off Leyline, millions of mana. Thank you, Marv. Yeah, so thank you, Marv. You've pinned the deck list since the MTG bot is down. But you can... Main phase, Lightning Bolt, target Aspiring Spike. Whoa! Then plays a 4/4 Murktide, which is kind of pointless against my Scion. Probably should have tried to have 1 more Instant or Sorcery. What are they cooking over there, though? Graveyard the 4th Leyline here. They got Bauble and Murktide and Kavu. Kind of a weird, interesting combination of cards. I'm gonna War Leader's Helix here. And then Untap. Kind of expected this Murktide to like snap attack for some reason. Yes. Watery Grave discarded. What are they doing? What is happening? It's the Lutri Domain Aggro deck. I just forgot the Lutri. This is a big Windswept deck. Can we maybe get a link to it? In our W, I just spent 150 bucks on Nykthos finally. This is a deck that does it for me. Hell yeah. Opponent, tapping a red mana again. Tapping a white mana this time. So Leyline Binding my Enchantress's presence. Okay, it's pretty good. Tap Temple Garden. Alright, so we're going to get the Jegantha going, I think. A funny draw. Jegantha a little bit better when you have Leyline and Scion in play. Thank you, Chroma. Let's take a look at this McWinsauce list, who pair down by. So got scooped in the last round. Was going to play Gen Creativity, so after this last second got the Monarch 5-0. What a list. 2 Kavu. 3 Counterspell, 3 Force, 3 Iteration, 4 Binding. Instant Sorcery count for Murktide looks super low. See Murktide with this? Maybe we have see Murktide with this low. It's pretty low. It's pretty low. We just want to play more Kavus. Is this like blue card count consideration? Now you have plenty of blue cards with the Leyline is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1 Bobble. Yeah, why is this Bobble in the deck? It's 18. What am I missing? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I miscounted. Okay. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about something. Okay, so now they can double block here. They also have 1. My Jegantha will win us this game. So, I mean, I was counting instants and sorceries. Are we talking about that or blue cards count? I guess it kind of both. Yeah, but it doesn't look like there's a ton they can do. Oh, well, fuck. That's what they can do. So we could do this. Gain 9. Yeah, I don't know. It seems okay. Well, we have millions of mana. Kind of need to find an Enchantress. We'll be holding the Leyline to trigger an Enchantress. Okay, that is effectively an Enchantress here. So let me go Leyline Binding, their Leyline Binding. Okay, so not stock Sauce's list, because cut the Stubborn Denial for a Spell Pierce, unfortunately. Wow, we're so ahead. I guess I should play my land. Yeah. Pass it back. Destiny Spinner is also maybe just lethal if you ever find it. Mulligan this as a 7, put a Destiny Spinner on the bottom. Dashing a Ragavan and casting another Murktide. Wow, I really thought we were like an unlosable position. They decided to attack before casting their second Murktide. I think they have exactly lethal next turn, assuming nothing changes. Yeah, so assuming that this is another Murktide, which it really looks like it is. Did forget that they could just hardcast this to like kind of get even on board. That Stubborn Denial was also so brutal. Have some draws to get us out of this, but yeah, they have exactly 11 next turn. So ridiculous. This is certainly like one of the best draws. So no complaints here. At 14 mana. Love to chain some stuff together here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. The 1 life does give me like another draw. I don't have another Surveil Land to fetch, nor do I have the life points to really fetch it, but yeah, now we're at 12 and they have 11. Going to 1. My lethal destiny spinner stolen from me by Ragavan. It's even like relevant for them. Yeah, they cast it. Got a lot of live top decks. Nice redraw. Make 18 mana. Cycle Triome. Sanctum Weaver, draw a card, gain a life. Into another land. Game 2. Tough game. Guess that wasn't just like GG by itself. The Destiny Spinner was, though. Okay, how are we sideboarding here? I think we want to bring in the seals. Purge is kind of interesting against them, but it's only really good if they have the Leyline in play, huh? This is probably about fine. I don't think I want to bring in Rest in Peace. I guess Purge is actually a lot of stuff. Could play Moon. It's just not very good if they have Leyline in play. You're on the play though. Yeah, I'll bring in a couple Moons on the play. Then I think on the draw I'll lean more into Purges. I guess that's just what I get for asking or saying I don't know how we can lose this game. Okay, so they do have the Leyline, but I guess we have the Seal of Primordium to get them. I'm gonna name green on this first sprawl. Great draw. So we'll go Sprawl on red, then cast Abundant Growth and cast Seal. Maybe I guess I guess I want to cast this first. So I have the white man. I have 2 seals. So if they want to use, if they have stub, that's okay. We can just play both next turn. Why not both? Both what? Oh, Wincon's 23 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. And paper, do you try to play sets, match set, and printing, or does it not matter to me? I mean, it's nice to have, but it's kind of tough to play a lot of paper these days, right? Where like it's hard to get matching sets of cards. It's hard to it's hard to like make sure you have all foil, all non-foil. There's like so many printings. Cards come out so fast. Like it's just like sometimes you just gotta play what you got. Two on top, 0 on bottom. Temple Garden, untap. Ooh. I mean, I don't mind this Enchantress's presence. But let's just try to steal this game. Bet you wish you had Jegantha now, huh? Nykthos, Cabal, Coffer, Guildpact deck, is that crazy? Yeah, I just feel like whenever you're gonna do that, Nykthos or Coffers is just gonna be very inconsistent, like it already is. I don't know. You could play it. I haven't tried to build it yet. I've seen a couple drafts that look, kind of okay. Okay, opponent concedes. We go to game 3 pretty fast. After losing a pretty brutal game 2. So I think my opponent's gonna try to be playing around Blood Moon super hard. So I kind of just want to bring in a couple purges. These can deal with Kavus, Ragavans, Leylines. Seems a lot harder to get them on the draw. Let's let them hold to 6. Let's join them. Okay, gonna go to 5. They do keep their 6. 5 is not great. They have a Leyline. Does Leyline give all lands, all colors? All types. Oh. Pretty good turn 2. I'm gonna go to main phase Surveil land. Okay, seeing that on top, I'm gonna just go ahead and main phase. I guess I should. Now I want to main phase the Purge, because I just want to have more enchantments to trigger Sythis. This way I can go Sythis plus Seal, and even if they have a removal spell, I'm not getting super duper blown out. Worse against they're like them being on like just counterspell, I guess. Maybe we should get. I can still cast Leyline Binding if I draw it, I guess. Nice. Okay, after mulling to 5, not looking so bad. Especially if this lives, of course. 4 cards in their hand over there. Test, 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 test. It did look like the audio slider was tweaked down a little bit. It was like 95% instead of 100%. Surely that wasn't like why everyone was saying it sounded that quiet, but I did notice I could tick it up a little bit more. Plays a Territorial Kavu, 3 cards in hand, and passes. Nice. I think I'll just hardcast this Binding. T-Master, 14 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Pick Your Poison sucks against this deck. That's actually like just weirdly such a huge part of this build, I think, is that Pick Your Poison is just we just have so many cards that we don't care about to Pick Your Poison. We're an abundant growth deck. T-Master of the 14 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. And Pick Your Poison is, seeing a lot of play. And people are going to board it in against you for sure. I mean, it's good against Leyline Scion, I guess. Okay, so we won the match after feeling like there's no way we could lose game 1. Opponent's draw, really bailed him out. Like, I'm all in on Leyline Scion. It did not get there. We're up against a Jegantha, the Wellspring. I'm going to give this one a try. I'm going to lead on Indatha Triome because I have 2 Leyline Bindings. How do you feel about Pick Your Poison? It's a very good card. It's not a very good card against this deck, but it's a very good card in general. I think we're 8-5 on the day yesterday, so 9-5. 2 of our losses were to the rack. So Jegantha, Temple Garden, and a not super unsuspected Nykthos. Second zoo opponent in a row. Staring at my Indatha Triome for a moment here. The art. You will live. Sanctum Weaver, you're going to live. It's just, guys, didn't see too much of a pet card in the deck. So, like, one thing that, like, Enchantress has always done is played kind of, like, low impact, individually weak cards to make Sanctum Weaver better. It's kind of tough to have this be your plan, where Sanctum Weaver is, I think, still a very good card without Sterling Grove, without Just Kaisidence in your deck, and these other cards that, like, enhance it are kind of more individually clunky and weak. And, since you're only kind of drawing to these 4 Sanctum Weavers, it's tough. Sterling Grove also, like, much harder to cast, I think, in the Nykthos deck. Part of why I still am not registering it. Let me try to hit my land drop here. Shores bot, 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. If we draw a fetch land, we can double Binding on the same turn, which could certainly catch us back up here. They get an Overgrown Tomb. They cast in a Showboat Brawler. So I guess that's what I'm hoping to draw. Fetch land here. So I draw a basic forest. So I could spend my turn Binding. It feels like a game-losing line. Let's go ahead and cast the Sanctum Weaver. Hope somehow I'm not dead and hope that it survives. Shores about 3 months. Glad you hit the stream. Appreciate you. And Nando Chip with the 6 months. Thank you as well. Yeah, hard cast a lot of Leyline of the Guildpacts in this deck. Okay, we'll let this happen. We can still draw fetch land to get bailed out here. Maybe we should have mulliganed this hand. Not sure. And then I think on the play, I want to employ the Blood Moon strat again. Okay, now I'm dead even if I draw a fetch land. Go down to 1, so I have to draw Ketria Triome. And then my opponent has no other cards in their hand. Well, I concede to them just fetching a land. Let's maybe play it out. Okay, Jegantha in hand. So Ketria Triome is my out. Okay, another Leyline. Game 2. Yeah, I guess I need to get the record on the screen since the MTG bot is down. Sorry about that. I'm gonna bring the seals in. I'm gonna bring the blood moons in. Yeah, I think I kind of like the sideboard plan last time. Just like 2 moons on the play, then like I think some purges in the draw. Don't want to over sideboard with the deck. On the play. Yeah, I think against a Jegantha I should have mulliganed that hand. It's just so likely to be. I think Scion is good enough as your only big creature. It's not really the terms I'm thinking of it, I guess, but Scion is good, yeah. Like the Leyline Scion is like Leyline is really good in this deck. It's like what I really like about this deck is the card Leyline of the Guildpact is a good card where it is a great devotion enabler, easily hard castable, and just being an enchantment has like a very low floor. Like you saw like the other game, we just like had this in our hand and then we were able to like draw an Enchantress, 14 mana, cast a Leyline of the Guildpact. Beyond that, kind of dynamic. The like Leyline Scion is just a super powerful plan when you have them together. Leyline is also always the top card of your library, I guess. And Scion does a good job protecting your Sythis and your Destiny Spinner, which I think rules. Is it crazy to main deck Blood Moon instead of playing for Oath of Nissa? I don't think main deck Blood Moon is particularly good at the moment. You could main deck, some number. Don't exactly know what the number would be. Sam with the 31 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Probably worth splitting seals 1-2 because of Needle. No, we're like a green devotion deck. You should play 4 Seal of Primordium. Okay, that was the best pick your poison's been against us, I guess. Thinking 4. Down to 13. Let's take 6. Thanks again, Sam for the 31. Ragavan flips Nykthos. 3 cards left in my opponent's hand. Hoping for no removal left. Okay, Curse Totem to stop my Sanctum Weaver. Guess that's acceptable. Kind of can't really afford to play the presence. Name red just in case I draw Blood Moon. Now we'll play the presence. Too bad I can't tap my Sanctum Weaver. Well, maybe I will be able to next turn, huh? Casual Ancestral Recall. And gain a life. Very, very important life gain. We are actually now outside of Tribal Flames range if I don't block the Ragavan. Well, maybe I'm down to block the Ragavan. Not sure. I have a backup Sythis, but it is just a chump block since it's first strike. 2 cards in their hand over there. They don't have that much relevant hits for me. I'm also not playing around Tribal Flames plus Bolt by this block, but I think this block is just kind of good. Just want to keep the life total high, I think, if I don't draw out of this super well. Well, I'm gonna have so much to do next turn if my Sanctum Weaver lives. So they're fetching some basics, 2 cards in their hand. Hopefully we just see Jegantha. The Nishoba Brawler's fine. 2 Nishoba Brawlers, I guess, is also fine. Draw another Leyline of the Guildpact for turn. So I definitely want to lead on Sythis here. So I can start gaining some life again. I think I'm probably going to use the Sanctum Weaver and then activate Nykthos. So I go like Sanctum Weaver on green. Deploy the Leyline. Like to find a Scion. We'll probably find a Scion this turn. There's also a Destiny Spinner. I don't think we just have lethal here. Yeah, I think I'll activate the Nykthos now so that I can draw into Leyline Binding also. I think that's probably correct. So 12 mana. Cast another Seal. Nice. So let's go. Blow this up. Blow this up. Cast a Binding. Oh, there's a Scion. Okay, GG. Game 3. Yes, on the draw, I don't think I want these moons. What, 2 Purge? Purge seemed okay last. But it was against kind of different. Let's do it. Hey Zocker. Welcome to. I think Elshnar would be appropriate sideboard card for this deck against Titan / Omnath. Kind of slow against Titan. That's kind of why I think you just probably play any number of Blood Moons instead, but maybe. It wouldn't be like an awful include. Okay, I'm going to keep this on the draw. My opponent's thinking about their 7, it looks like. Usually when I have opponents who think this long, I hope they keep. I played against an opponent at Hunter Burn over this weekend that was just like a total delight. He was having so much fun. But he looks at his opening hand, he's like, mulligan. I'm like, I was hoping you'd keep. Gotta make that face, you know. What's changed from yesterday? Mostly the sideboard, and I'm also off of. Okay, hold on. What are we doing here? I think what I'm probably gonna do is go like Triome into binding Leyline if they have Scion, binding Kavu if they have Kavu into Sythis plus Sprawl on turn 3. It wasn't you, Alec. But you were a delight to play against too. So unfortunately my opponent didn't play second fetch land, so I could just binding the Leyline and kill the Kavu. But we can just binding the Kavu. I love bluffing. I have shit hands. Like you go rip the nuts in 7. I guess I'll keep this. Yeah, I guess I'll keep this as always. Like that's always a bluff. I feel. you have to be a good actor, I think, to sell those kind of bluffs. But some people really can. I've definitely been bluffed before. I've also had several people go like, I guess. I'm like, fuck, I'm dead, dude. I'm dead. Okay, probably gonna name. Doesn't matter that much, I guess. I'll name white. So they didn't have a removal spell end of turn. Maybe they have a Tribal Flames. Got a good number of answers to this Curse Totem at least. Not in the hand at the moment. My Sythis lives. We're cooking. Let's go. Fuck yeah. So no Leyline for the Scion to protect her stuff at the moment. Let's just prioritize. Drawing some cards, gaining some life. Let me get a Surveil land here to stop this flood. Hopefully. An opponent, you may cast Jegantha next turn. I'll allow it. What do you think of the One Ring and Enchantress? Seems like nice. Seems like the nice and the ramp. I think Enchantress could be tuned towards synergy with the ring, adding 1/2 unlife to the main. I don't know. Ring is like 4-mana spell. I don't know if I want to play 4-mana spells that aren't Leyline. Maybe you could play Leyline. It doesn't seem like an awful idea, but I'm not like super excited about it, I guess. So I can't quite cast Leyline then activate Nykthos. So just cast the Leyline first. Fun to Surveil Leyline to the top, just because it's incredible to cast here. Maybe we'll get stubbed. Sythis putting in a lot of work this game. Nice to have a backup. Oh, I have Destiny Spinner in play. Sorry. Okay, cool. Now I wish they had stubborn denied me. Ever thought about a knight deck? Some decent knights out now, but I don't think enough. Yeah, a little bit. Like the one that like attacks and puts a knight from your hand into play is kind of cool. You know, there's gotta be a good enough payoff, right? That's the thing about playing a deck built around a creature type is like you gotta have something that rewards you for building your deck around knights, and like something like Thalia's Lieutenant, Sylvoon, Conspicuous Snoop. You have to have a good card in your deck that like really rewards you, and I don't think the knights really has that good card. The Night Saga, yeah, I mean, yeah, that card sucks. You know what I mean? Oh baby, let's get rid of that Toady. You are cooked, my friend. I'm actually gonna use Sanctum Weaver here, or Destiny Spinner, so that I can use Sanctum Weaver's ability, or I use Sanctum Weaver so I can use Destiny Spinner's ability. I was getting both of those cards so mixed up all day yesterday. Man, this deck is so fun. I know that like it kind of seems like Scion is the big addition. Scion's good or whatever. It's really that like Leyline Nykthos to me feels like the biggest part of what's going on here. Just a couple 14/14 tramplers. Like that second really good mana engine seems so important to me. It's like before it's like Enchantress, like you really just need to like have your Destiny Spinner hexproof so that you can untap and use this as your mana engine, which is slow, kind of easy to play around sometimes. But just having this land that like is your after your Destiny Spinner dies or whatever can just generate tons of mana is so key. Yeah, 10-5 overall, I believe. We may get overall record up on the screen at some point. I guess we can just do that now. Because I really like this deck. I think this is the best brew we've had in a while, and I just like when I play a deck 2 days in a row, it's usually a sign I'm like really into it, and I'm I guess maybe I shouldn't correct my fetch, so I'm more likely to hit a land off Oath. I guess that makes sense. Did hit the land off Oath. Oh, I also hit Scion. Seems like the Emrakul is becoming important because Mill seems to be more popular. Yeah, Mill's pretty popular yesterday. I mean, I think the Emrakul in the sideboard for the Mill matchup, and then also like you bring it in against like some slow, grindy counterspell decks. But I didn't think it Spurtide yesterday too. I don't know if I like that after some retrospect, but it's just kind of a nice tool to have access to. But I don't think it's good in the main or correct in the main. Okay, let's play our Scion. Likely up against Merfolk here. Oath of Nissa also digging for Nykthos Scion is pretty nice. So we draw a land. We certainly can't lose. Ooh. Huh. What? Getting in for 8? And then 16 next turn. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. What the hell? This is awesome. Let's draw Binding, I guess. So after Abundant Growth, look for Leyline Binding. I cannot believe I lost this game. My hand is so good. No point in attacking. I am just dead. Huh. How about that? I do think Merfolk's very good. Yeah, I'm really on the Merfolk train. All right, let's run it back. Very cool. Yeah, I think Merfolk rules at the moment. I think it's like it's good against Titan. I think it's good against Yogg. I think it's good against. Want to play some this week. I don't really know what build I want to be going with. Do I want to play Flame of Anor? Do I want to splash for Cenote Scout? Or I really like that card. And the problem with Merfolk is like you just don't want to play Flame, Tidebinder, and Sylvoon. So you probably just cut the Flames. You have a spicy Merfolk list. I'm just kind of like working on one. Maybe we'll play some this week. In the past, like I feel like I had a big innovation with the Flaming Fish, like the Flame of Anor Merfolk. I thought that deck was pretty good. But now Tidebinder I think just kind of takes its spot. Seal of Primordium on the play. I don't care about Aether Vial enough, I think, to board it. I also have, just bindings. Is Leyline okay? If Leyline is okay, is Astrolabe okay? I mean, Astrolabe is not okay. Is Leyline okay? You can decide that for yourself. Astrolabe is a fucked up card. It's also much harder to interact with, and also like doesn't have the low lows that Leyline of the Guildpact has. Like if you ever draw this card in the course of a game, you're like, you know what I mean? And maybe not in this deck as much, but in a lot of decks, you're like, oh no, I've drawn this card. Astrolabe is just like kind of like up the beanstalk, never bad at any point in the game, an incredible enabler for Urza 5-color decks. It just, yeah, it just is so good. The cantrips too. Yeah, I mean, without the cantrip, it would be, but like, there's just like some cards that are on the ban list. I feel because they're just like never bad at any point in the game, and just every time you draw them, they like improve your draw. Like Ponder, Beanstalk, and Astrolabe were the ones that come to mind. There's probably a few more that are like this. They're just like truly never bad at any point in the game. Weird hand. I'm gonna keep for sure. I just don't know. Am I gonna Utopia Sprawl my Nykthos on turn 1? Is that awkward if they Tidebinder it? Should I just Abundant Growth on turn 1? I think I want to Sprawl so I can play Sythis on turn 2. Can't really mulligan Leyline Nykthos. Yeah, Uro is one of these cards too. It's just never bad. But there's some cards that are like never bad in any number of quantities drawn at any point in the game. You know what I mean? It's like with maybe some exceptions, but like Ponder, Astrolabe, they're just like you just draw as many of them at any point, and they like usually improve your game. Improved when drawn percentage. Not Fury. I don't think Fury is in that camp, but we do have some Fury haters. So I should have chosen green actually, but whatever. Brave enough to Destiny Spinner first? You mean cowardly enough to Destiny Spinner first? But I don't know. I don't know why you would want just like to bait out Dismember. The ring. The ring is also not like that though. Like 4 mana cards just kind of can't be like this. Like 4 mana cards to me just don't meet this requirement of like always good at any point in the game. Like if you just have 2 copies of the ring in your opening hand and 2 lands, you mulligan. You know, you have 2 copies of Ashley or Beanstalk and 2 lands, you're keeping. Um, the ring is not always good. Beanstalk is bad when you have 1 card left in library. Well, is it because your other Beanstalks drew you all the other cards? But yeah, you could actually a little bit, of course. Felipe with the deck tech. Karuga deck. My opponent revealed a Master of the Pearl Trident like a minute ago. Let me just take and then they take a minute to cast Meddling Mage. Yeah, these kind of like 4-color value decks with Leyline Scion I think are pretty cool. I don't know if I understand enough of like the theory to like get a like super good 75. 4 Tidebinders is pretty interesting. I almost feel like I want to play Subtlety in the main at the moment. My opponent chooses Leyline Binding, which kind of sucks for me, I guess. Yeah, after a full minute or something. I think it's the correct name, I guess. Should be house. I think this list looks pretty reasonable. I think you could play Subtlety over Endurance. I would kind of like to play maybe Fire Ice the main deck. Could be over the main deck Tidebinders. You don't have to play Karuga either, but like I understand why you want to play Karuga. Ooh, Dockhand against my Nykthos is actually pretty gross. So they Trickster my Sythis, so I don't get the Sythis triggers on my enchantments this turn. To draw a land, so let's go activate Nykthos. Start off with just Abundant Growth. Sure do wish that I could cast my 2 Sanctum Weavers. Okay, I'll take that. Sure do wish I could cast my Leyline Bindings, but maybe we'll be okay with double Sanctum Weaver Destiny Spinner here, huh? Kind of want to wait on the spinner if I can. So they don't know that that's just my plan for next turn. I already have another Nykthos. I think I'm just probably playing Nykthos every as my land for every turn this game though. So let's just take it and pass. Yeah, I mostly think that this build looks fine, and I don't have like a lot of opinions. Like the 4-color builds are really tough to like really say what the best 75 is if you're not grinding. I think that you can ship it, start testing. I would probably be inclined to play main deck Subtlety over Endurance at the moment, though. Well, that's also maybe just not true because like there's so many. Okay, so they have Island Walk online. House of Draco with 17 months. Thank you. Welcome back. This is an attack for 7, which I'll take. Notably, they're not tapping my Nykthos, which means I do just have unlimited mana, really. Would you try this deck in a big tournament? Yeah. I think so. Currently feeling some belief. Guess not much point to having any white mana here. Tideburner's definitely overperformed. Yeah, I mean, I do like that card a lot, of course. So I guess we're only going to actually be able to haste one land, because I kind of... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it just tells me we have 11 enchantments in play at the moment. Should be okay, or we should be able to get enough in play, I would think, for one to get the job done. Only Destiny Spinner untapped the lands, huh? Yeah, the lands don't get the keywords from Scion, which is kind of tough. This is going to be 15 enchantments. 16 enchantments. I guess they also have the mute of alt to block. I mean, my life total is really high. Ideally, I mean, I prefer to win the game this turn than to not, of course. Or win the game this turn, rather than not. But we should be fine. Okay, they can see. Going to game 3 on the draw. Still can't believe we lost that game 1. My hand was so good. I've not gotten hibernated yet. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have hibernation. Or if they do, maybe I just won't have a Leyline game. Is no Scion a deal breaker? It's timeless equals against Oath and Scion. I think there's more than that, but like is Enchantress' presence on there? Maybe it is. Oath of Nissa is not on Magic Online or on Arena. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't play this deck on timeless. Yeah, like maybe even like with even if Scion was legal, I don't know. Seems so bad against show and tell. We consider Herald of the Pantheon type effects. Yeah, it just doesn't like reduce enough cards in the deck, and it would also be the worst card in your deck by a lot probably. Just like 12 cards or something. It's kind of. This is like if this is like a fetch line for Forest, I might keep. Let's go to Mulligan. Okay, keep this on 6. Against Fish. Isn't Destiny Spinner plus Nykthos just infinite mana? No, Destiny Spinner does not untap the land. So they reveal a Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay, well, I'm going to play Sanctum Weaver with the expectation that this will likely live against Merfolk. Maybe it'll get like Trickstered or something. Done to 18. I cast Sylvoon. That's what I thought. Like I can get something going here. Fuck. Not the best time to brick, I guess. It's okay. Okay, pass back. A weird turn. We don't have an island in play at the moment. What a comfy 21. Do we win this game? Opponent concession or lethal? They conceded, but yeah. We were going to win the game. So I get to draw 1 card. I guess that's fair since I've drawn a few this game. Cavern, 5 cards left over there. We're Leyline of the Guildpact deck. Oh, brutal. We're Leyline of the Guildpact deck. Scion is pretty good in Leyline of the Guildpact decks. And then they're gonna Trickster my Sythis. pretty tough. I think I just do this. Force of negation. This is a Wander Wine Hub. You can enter untapped if you reveal a Merfolk card from your hand. Cast the Lord of Atlantis. Remember, I don't have actually any item. That makes sense. I think I'm likely just winning on the crackback. I guess I'm attacking for like 24, 25. You count this. Yeah, so right now if they swing with everything, they're dead on the crackback. Double blocking a master seems pretty reasonable. So I guess I'm going down a lot of damage though, because I'm minus an enchantment, minus 2 damage. I'd probably just like lose to Trickster if I don't make this double block though. Seems super close. What do y'all think? I'm gonna double block. Not 100% sure. Play a Seacrum Coast tapped. Then they have another Trickster, so it's good news that they have another Trickster for me, because I definitely needed to play around that. But now what is the plan? So I can tap the Sanctum Weaver for 6 mana, which would allow me to, with the Nykthos, have 2 blockers available, with the 2 extra blockers via Destiny Spinner, for a total of 3 blockers, which likely keeps me alive. Alternatively, can I cast Scion and Jegantha? So I have 6, and then this is like plus 2 mana, so like basically 3 mana, so 9, 10, 11, 12. 8. Maybe if I play second Nykthos, I can. This would also be plus 1 mana if I played second Nykthos. Let's go. So tap this for 5. Play second Nykthos up to 8. 9. I'm not counting the harvest yet. 9 plus 6 is 15. 8 plus... I will be 1 mana short. So I can do that if I play the Abundant Harvest first. So let's play the Abundant Harvest first, and maybe we'll even draw something that helps. I guess that should be... Oh, I also have I guess I have the Scion too, but I think that should help, right? Where I go... I guess I just cast the Leyline first. Yeah, cast the Leyline first. Off the Sanctum Weaver. Then I go Devotion. Oh, and then Scion is also only 2 mana to cast. Oh, fuck. Island Walk. Gain 2 up to 8, and they have 9. Sorry, gamers. No, because I can't... The Scion doesn't give you life off the... Scion doesn't give you life off of the lands. But I can attack with 2 lands for 16. 18 with this. Yeah, I'm only gaining 2 life. Damn, I'm looking at chat, I guess. No, Jegantha doesn't do anything. Still island walked to death. Yeah, you don't get lifelink without the lands, because Leyline makes each non-land permanent all colors. It doesn't make all creatures. Alright, goofed. On the draw, on the blind. Kind of fragile, kind of slow. Hard to mulligan. I'm mulliganing. Okay, sounds way better. Let's surveil. Kind of hard to put that in the graveyard, I guess. Thought about Commune with Spirits. Doesn't hit Scion, otherwise it's 1 mana impulse. Oath of Nissa. Oh yeah, the bot's down. Top 4 enchantment or land. Yeah, it doesn't give devotion like Oath, but it sees an extra card and can also just hit all your enchantments. Could be better. Like the devotion from Oath is, Oath is also is an enchantment, so like it cantrips when you have your Enchantresses in play, which is probably more relevant than anything. We have been bricking on Oath some. Like here we could just put we could grab Enchantress of Presence. Not sure. It's an interesting thought for sure. Did I cover the Zakama deck I lost to? What do you mean? I don't know if you mean by cover it. To be honest, that deck looked kind of awful, but very fun. But I didn't do any content with it. I agree, it looked awesome. Awesome and awful. Cut 2 of the land animators and 2 of the Nissas as well. 2 lands. You would cut 2 lands and add 4 Sterling, 2 solitary confinements, and those games don't happen. Those games don't happen, brother. There's no way I'm playing 18 fucking lands in this deck. You're all wild for that. After and raise the curve. Classic. Cut 2 Oath of Nissa, 2 lands, raise the curve, brother, and then those games won't happen because you're.
Keys here.
I
remember you got your
thing
under your car, but
there should be.
Can you ping it?
I'm just gonna put this on top. I'm gonna save the Sanctum Weaver until it has the Hexproof from Scion, probably. It should be downstairs, wherever they are. I think they're on like the breakfast table. Main phase Lightning Bolt me, then play untaps those canals. At least this one's a 5/5. Guess I should have played it on Spell Pierce a little bit more though. But they concede. The draw against Murktide. Could be bringing in some number of Rest in Peace. I think 3 over 3 Oaths. Do Thunder Junction spoilers for today? Yeah, maybe there's this. I think there's also like a stream about like organized play happening at some point. I don't know if that's happening right now or not. Found Commune sues out openers more. Seems particularly relevant when you're down a card due to Leyline. Bye, love you, sweetie. Yeah, I don't know. Like Oath being an enchantment that provides devotion seems so important too, but I'd be open to. Let's keep. Think about playing Heliod with these Leyline Dracos, so everything's hexproof lifelink. I don't know. I don't like that this only provides 1 devotion for Heliod, maybe, but that's kind of interesting, I guess. Would be a pretty different build. Graveyard's a spell snare. Yeah, I'm never getting a preview card. That's okay. Don't need preview cards. Simply too controversial. Reasonable. What leads you to think that? Mostly how I haven't had one in like 2 years. We have a Leyline. Have an easy keep. Okay, keep this one for real this time. Put back a Scion. Grab a Indatha Triome turn 1. Why don't you want one? I just think it'd be very funny to not get one. You know what I mean? It'd be very funny if I didn't get a Modern Horizons 3 spoiler card. Okay, likely up against Enchantress. They kept a card on top here. I didn't get one from H2 either. I was the biggest Modern streamer then, too. You will live. Sanctum Weaver, you're going to live. Yeah, maybe for Assassin's Creed down. What format is this? This isn't the Modern I know. We need to have a Rule 0 conversation about you removing my Sanctum Weavers. This Cascade Dead, I don't see it anymore. I think Rhinos is still a playable deck. No Thoughtseize and Fable. Which shall go to your hand, opponent? Yeah, I would have loved Lost to Legend as my spoiler card, or Stern Scolding. Like, you know, I feel like I really liked the process that went into those cards. That's okay though. Don't need a preview card. Leave a green floating. A lot of green enchantments we could draw. Don't tell me you're sandbagging a Solitude. Maybe they were. Kind of felt like they were waiting for me to see what I drew off the Sythis to see if they were going to Solitude this. Did it feel that way to anybody else? They do know my hand exactly now. Let me just try to get a... They may also have just been reading, but they did have Solitude in their hands, so okay. A little side. Well, maybe they're just saving it for Solitude Ephemerate. Can never really know, I guess. So I'm gonna draw a... Oh, they thought he's my Enchantress. With Binding the Archaeologist. Yeah, I haven't tried Bolicho yet. I want to, though. Tainted Indulgence, not a draw 2. They do have an Atraxa to discard, though, which is bad news. Seems like better than the average draw. Space Koala, thank you for the 22 months. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Some rough oaths this game. Pretty sure I hold Dusty Spinner to trigger an Enchantress and just Jegantha in hand. Don't think I want to trade Spinner for Solitude. Yeah, they're likely Domain Gorios. This build seems to be picking up in popularity with Fable. I don't like it as much as the Esper builds, but draw 2 with Indulgence. Shocks down to 4, maybe playing a Fable this turn. Trying to cast Fable in their damage step here. Just gonna cast Jegantha. It's a Tick of Devotion, too. I'll skip to a Gorios if they have it. Discard Priest of Felrights and Kroxa and Kuranos. It's good enough for me. It's a good deck. I've been liking it a lot. Our record would be a lot higher also if I was playing better. Maybe that's always the case, but this felt kind of especially true, I guess. I think I'm gonna cut the spinners. Mostly so I can make room for like seals. Maybe I'm gonna only play 2 seals though, I think. Maybe just 2 moons. Let's just do 2 moons. We're gonna be putting Fable in this deck. Fable's kind of interesting. Record be without losses. Yeah, I don't know. Like the difference between like if I don't punt 3 of these matches and we're 14-3 versus 11-6 is a pretty big deal. Keep my 7 here, but it's okay. You know, that's just something to think about. Not saying a lot else. Graveyard that Scion. Have I tried Sterling Grove? I mean, I've seen Sterling Grove. I think one big reason to play this deck is that you don't have like a lot of clunky, slow, disruptible cards like Sterling Grove. I understand what that card usually does in this deck. It's very slow, very easy to play around. And Leyline Scion kind of like does the hexproof thing by itself. Obviously, I mean not by itself, together. Graveyard's a Solitude, so maybe has another answer to my Sythis. Get in there, Sythis. Let's fucking go. Kind of hope my opponent thought seizes me, because got quite the hand to show you. Exiles and Atraxa, good job, rest in peace. And then they marched the and then they marched the rest in peace. Awful sequence. Oh no, sorry, never mind. I'm wrong. Atraxa entered exile due to the march. Sorry, I thought that was due to the good sequencing. I thought that was due to the archive. It's kind of funny. Good sequencing opponent. Okay, I am going to cast Blood Moon. Look, I guess I have to show you my hand. My draws have been second Nykthos, second Blood Moon, Emrakuls. I think Scion also is the other draw. I have Jegantha to bail me out of this. This is also likely going to be, you know, pretty tough for them to deal with. Unless they have a Fable. Yeah, maybe we may just be losing the game here. I don't know. They discard a Gristlebrand. They put on sniping. I thought there was a kind of very sus moment where they like kind of obviously had Solitude, and then they just let the draw off Sythis happen, and then they waited like 10 seconds, and then they saw I couldn't cast anything else potentially, and then like let me untap and then Solituded. Not sure that that's exactly what happened, but it just felt a little sussy-wussy. We have 3 basic forests to draw into. I have Jegantha. I think this is okay. Plans on joining modern LCQs on stream? I think I'm gonna do one tomorrow. Oh, Goryo's Gristlebrand in response. So I guess no Force of Negations in the deck if you're not going to draw in response. I'm going to take the hand hider off for now. My opponent's going down to 1. The highest life total. Pretty aggressive. I guess they can Solitude their own Gristlebrand, maybe. Oh, my opponent brought in Purge, dude. I guess they know I'm a Leyline. They know I'm a like Leyline Scion deck. That's I don't think it's super conclusive stream sniping, which is kind of funny. They brought in 2 purges. Yeah, I mean, Moon Enchantress is not, that shocking. Yeah, this is the real hand hider. How much is LCQ to join? You can't. It's not money. It's only via qualifier points. I think I only have enough to play in 1 at the moment. There's no prelims, so I could get more either this week. Yeah, I only have 48. Okay, let's concede. 3-2 this league. 11-7, not super stellar. It's okay. Let's give it another go.